Now we're going to practice counting, but rather than always starting with 1, we're going to practice counting on or back from any number. So here we have the numbers 4, 5, 6. We can say that these numbers are getting bigger by 1 each time, or we can say that with 4, 5, 6 we're counting forwards. We can say that we're adding 1 each time. We can say that the numbers are increasing by 1 each time, which is a fancy word for getting bigger. Or we can use another fancy word and say that the numbers are in ascending order, or they're ascending by 1 each time. So there are lots of different words that we can use. So we start with 4. We know that 1 more makes 5. Then the next number is 6. What comes next? Well, 1 more makes 7. Then after that we have 8. So what we've done here is we've counted forwards from starting from the number 4. Now we have 16, 15, 14. What can you tell me about these numbers? Well, we know that they're all teen numbers, numbers with 1 10, but maybe you noticed that the numbers are getting smaller by 1 each time. Or you could say when we have 16, 15, 14 that we're counting backwards. So normally when we count forwards we say 14, 15, 16, but if we're counting backwards, saying 16, 15, 14, we're still counting but we're going the other way, we're going backwards. Or you could say that we're subtracting 1 each time. So remember that if we're counting forwards we say that we're adding 1 each time, but if we're counting backwards we say we're subtracting 1 each time, or taking 1 away each time. You can say that the numbers are decreasing, which is a fancy way of saying getting smaller. Or you can say that the numbers are going in descending order, which basically means going down. So we start with 16, but now if we take away one of our units we get 15. Subtract another one, we have 14. So what comes next? We have 13. And what's next? Take one more away and we have 12. So now 16, 17, 18. So our number sequence starts with 16. Then adding 1 more makes 17, another one makes 18, and what comes next? We get 19, and what comes next? Well, now we have 10 units, we can push those 10 blocks together to make another group of 10. So now we have 2 groups of 10, which means we have the number 20. So we write that 2, 0. So let's have a look at our numbers here. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Can you remember any of the words we used earlier to describe it when numbers are going up, when we're counting forwards? Well, we had getting bigger, we had counting forwards, which I just said. We had adding 1 each time. We could say that the numbers are increasing, or we could say that the numbers are ascending by 1 each time, or in ascending order. Now 13, 12, 11. So we start with 13, subtract 1 and we get 12, subtract another one and we get 11. What comes next? Well, the number before 11 is 10. Now to count backwards, I need the number before 10, so let's break up our 10 block, take 1 away, and you can see that now we have 9. So we have 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. What can you tell me about this number sequence? Well, maybe you remember that we can describe the numbers as getting smaller by 1 each time. We can say that we're counting backwards. We can say that we're subtracting 1 or taking 1 away each time. We can say that we're decreasing by 1 each time, or that the numbers are decreasing. Or we can say that the numbers are in descending order, so they're going from bigger to smaller.